Welcome to SuicideFantasyFootball.com, our Thanksgiving edition to fantasy football pickups, drops, who you should be sitting on the bench, Jim, and we're starting out, as always, with the quarterback.
This is the week. This is the week. Fantasy football, Thanksgiving, eating turkey, watching football. This is when I feel like football season really starts. I mean,
it's almost playoff time for these fantasy football heads.
It's getting there. You got 1 or 2 more weeks to secure your spots. Quarterbacks, the pickings are thin, and we've had some major quarterback injuries lately, but the guys that are replacing the hurt guys don't seem like people you want to really pick up too much.
No way.
Nobody's picking up Caleb Haney and probably not Tyler Palko either. So we're looking at number 1, Vince Young. If he's playing this week, he didn't put up ridiculous numbers. Yeah, he threw 3 picks, but he's going to put up decent numbers. The Patriots defense is not good. And I would definitely, especially if you have Mike Vick, I'd be handcuffing him like Eric handcuffs his tight ends right now, getting Vince Young on my team.
All right, and I got to agree with you, Jim. Vince Young, to me, is probably the number 1 quarterback pickup, unless this guy's available, which is not going to. Right. But for the most part, yeah, if you lost Jay Cutler, you got to look at Vince Young. If you lost, Matt Castle, Vince Young's your dude.
Right.
So I'm with you.
Yeah, and he's not going to be a long-term solution because Vic's coming back, but he's somebody to look at.
What are the chances of Vic playing this week?
He's got broken ribs. I mean, really, honestly, I thought he was going to play this week. I don't know why he didn't play.
Just some broken ribs.
It's just some broken ribs. I mean, dude, Tony Romo played with broken ribs and a punctured lung, and he's a cowgirl. He's a cowgirl. So,
all right, which of these guys is your second guy?
Oh, listen. Sam Bradford, if somebody was dumb enough to drop him in your league, because he hasn't done anything, this week is a week for him to come in and play.
Okay.
We're definitely looking at him this week. He's got a great matchup against the stinking Arizona Cardinals. They ain't stopping anybody. So I would definitely look to pick up Sam Bradford this week if somebody was dumb enough to cut him.
All right, and your third guy, Jake Locker. We don't know whether he's going to be the starting quarterback this week. If he is, he's a little bit intriguing, but are you really putting him over people like your boy Andy Dalton?
If you need a quarterback, Matt Hasselbeck is brittle. If he even starts this week, he's not lasting, and he's going to be out soon. And if you watch the game yesterday, Locker's the man. I've been saying it since the day the draft happened. He's the best quarterback. He's who you're picking up.
So Matt Hasselbeck's out. I'm going to give you some names, and I want you to tell me in front of or behind Jake Locker. Mark Sanchez.
Okay. Jake Locker.
Alex Smith.
Jake Locker.
Andy Dalton.
Matchup depending which way I'm going.
Christian
With no
Ponder.
A.J. Green, Jake Locker.
Christian Ponder.
Jake Locker.
Wow. Josh Freeman.
Jake Locker.
Wow.
Jake Locker.
You're all lockered up.
Yeah, he's a great quarterback. He's not Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman's a good quarterback, but he's not going to put up great stats. You saw
You're giving a guy who had 1 good game in the NFL the great?
He will be a great quarterback. He had a pedigree. He was the number 1 quarterback.
Go ahead. Why don't you say the stupid shit you said on Blog Talk, Jim? Go ahead.
What?
About what Jake Locker.
Jake Locker will have a better, more winning career than Cam Newton. Write it down. Book it. All you Carolina Panthers fans, that's the way it is. Jake Locker will win and not throw a bunch of picks and not play stupid and try to make something happen every time. He throws the ball away when there's pressure, and he will make completions and win games.
All right, talk about who you're sitting, Jim.
I'm sitting Ryan Fitzpatrick right off the gate.
I'm cutting Ryan
I'm not cutting him because there ain't nothing out there.
Well, I hear you. You're not cutting him to pick up Jake Locker?
No, I'm not cutting him to pick up Jake Locker because he's had some 4 or 5 touchdown weeks. So I'm not cutting him to pick up Jake Locker.
Okay.
And my next guy, I've been saying he blows. He chokes all the time. He's supposed to be a top 5 quarterback in fantasy football, and he does put up decent stats. And I had to figure some guys. I can't stand Phillip Rivers, so I'm saying sit him. Even though I can't
stand him, but
even though nobody's got the guts to sit him.
No way.
Denver Broncos defense is playing ridiculous. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the clock. San Diego is going to go from getting 14 possessions a game to getting 7 possessions a game because they're running it down. This week I'd be sitting Phillip Rivers.
I'm not sitting Phillip Rivers, but your next guy, Alex Smith, I am sitting.
This
against Baltimore, especially. Now you're also agreeing with me. Alex Smith, although they're 9-1, he's not even a guy who I'm thinking about starting. If I need a backup, I'm probably finding somebody else over him.
Listen, like I said, there's only so many quarterbacks.
Jake Locker, Alex Smith. You said Jake Locker?
Yeah, I would take Jake Locker if Hasselbeck is out. I'm not saying I would sit him on my bench behind Matt Hasselbeck.
Okay.
If Hasselbeck's not playing, I'm taking Jake Locker.
All right, that's the quarterbacks. We're suicidefantasyfootball.com. Check us out. We're the one-and-done aspect of a suicide pool with traditional fantasy football. Also, check out Monday nights, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Blog Talk Radio, we're fantasy football overload. And then get ready, we're doing running backs, receivers, and tight ends to get you started for your Thanksgiving football holiday.